Amelia.
Women's pro division.
Lane number 14,
starting
Miss
the heavy
Ariel
rope,
Saunders.
heavy bag
Lane number
workout.
15, Miss Alina
They just
Ward.
finished
Lane number
the
16,
inverse workout.
Morgan
Check it out on our
Hickson.
YouTube channel if you
Lane
missed
number
it. We'll run you
17,
through the
Rachel
lineup and then the
Whitaker.
workout. Add
And
us up to
then
your
lane
list.
number 18, rounding
Cass
it out,
Lane,
Miss Courtney
Taylor Patterson, Chloe Carano, Evelyn Kimball, Tracy Johnson, who just won that inverse workout, Samantha Pugh, Cody Vittetto, lurking in the podium position right now, Cindy Mikulishin, Abigail Doman right there, clarifying some stuff with her judge, Alex DeGarmo, Sophia Arteaga, Ariel Saunders, Alina Ward, Morgan Hickson, Rachel Fricker, and Courtney Pictel. You see the giant ropes at their feet there. Those are 10 feet long. They weigh 16 pounds. They're 1.5 inches in diameter. These have been used at this competition before, way back in 2014. But most of these athletes have never seen this. We saw a huge variety of ability with the men. And what we will see as the 5 rounds of this workout we're on, is that these 30 single unders with this rope are no joke. These are climbing ropes that you guys are going to climb at your gym. They're doing 30 single unders in 5 rounds, and waiting for them are those 100-pound sandbags. The sandbag will be sandbag squats anyway, bear hug, shoulder, behind the neck, 9, 12, 15, 12, 9. You'll advance them forward, going out, 9, 12, 15, and then turn around and bring it back for the sets of 12 and 9 before running to the finish to log a time. 8-minute time cap on this one as well. And here we go. The only heat of pro women, the final event of day 2. This is a 3-day competition in the Fitness Experience 2024. We did snatch and go this morning outside. That was live streamed on Instagram. We just got done with the inverse workout. That one can be found on our YouTube. And this is heavy rope, heavy bag. 30 single unders. And moving forward first are DeGarmo, Mikulishin, Lafayette, and Cass Lane and Patterson, excuse me. All athletes have moved forward except for 2. And now they move forward as well. 9 sandbag squats here. We see most of the women with it in the bear hug. It's 100 pounds, which is not too much of a challenge for most of them. And it's Mikulishin, Patterson, Damit, and DeGarmo, the first 4 back to the ropes. Behind them, Pugh, Vittetto, Hickson, and Sanders. 30 more single unders here. 2 different grips that you can use. You see Rachel Fricker there with the traditional grip. Right next to her, Hickson, Ward, Sanders, and most of the women are using that double overhand grip that we've seen Brett Kukowski use in competition sometimes. Cindy Mikulishin, first to the sandbag at 12 reps here. Sanders, Patterson, DeGarmo, Pugh, and then Damit are set to join her. Mikulishin, middle of the floor with the knee on top, was in first place starting this back-to-back workout. She was 6th place, I believe, in the first part of it. 1 spot behind Damit, who was very close to on point. We saw Abigail Damit start towards the back of the pack and climb in that one. In this one, she's towards the front. It's Patterson, far side of the floor, and then Damit, and here comes DeGarmo. Top 3 in the heat, followed by Sanders, Damit, and then Pugh. So it's Patterson, Mikulishin leading the way. They have been throughout. This is the middle of 5 rounds. The most amount of sandbag squats is in this round. It's 15. But this is where the jump rope is going to start to be a factor. Patterson, no issue for her. She walks forward a few steps ahead of Mikulishin, DeGarmo, and Arteaga in the white area is 1 round behind, having some trouble with that heavy rope. Women will turn around and face their ropes for this set of 15 sandbag squats. Again, they can hold it any way they want. Closest to us there, putting on the shoulder is DeGarmo. Damit walking up to her bag. Mikulishin with it in the front rack there, in the bear hug, excuse me. And Taylor Patterson, far side of the floor. Those are your top 4. Sanders, 5th in the heat, steps up to her bag for the set of 15. When they finish these 15, they'll walk it forward. Patterson, 1 rep to go. And then on the far side of the floor, you'll see her start to do that. Patterson continues to lead. There comes Mikulishin, still a couple steps behind her. 2 reps to go for DeGarmo. Damit with the bag on the ground. Vittetto, Pugh, and Fricker also on that set. So it continues to be Patterson, Mikulishin, and DeGarmo, the top 3 in the heat. Everyone else on this rope is at least one round behind them. Dammit walks her back forward, and she'll head back to the rope. Rachel Fricker entering your screen right now, also on that round. Cody Viteto, middle of the lane. She's there as Mikulishin and Patterson walk forward to the sandbag for the second to last time, this time in lockstep. Neither of them seem too much urgency to pick it up, and hands on the bag first is Mikulishin. She gets it up, and that's 1, 2, 3 squats when Patterson starts her first. So now it's Mikulishin, Patterson, and then DeGarmo, who's just now picking up her sandbag. She's been putting it on the shoulder, and she looks like she's going to do that once again. Those are the top three in the heat. They have been pretty much throughout. Sandbag, not too much of a separator compared to the rope, but Mikulishin makes her move there on the transition, and with 1 round to go, now has a slight lead over Patterson. Mikulishin grabbing her heavy rope for the last time, Patterson doing the same. All of the other women with the heavy rope are now behind him by at least a round. DeGarmo drops it off, and she'll head to the rope. Middle of the floor there, you see Dammit and Viteto, second and third to start these two events. They're both working on the sandbag in the middle of the floor. Mikulishin heads to the sandbag for the final time. As Patterson heads there. Now when Mikulishin finishes 9 reps, she should turn around and run to the finish line, looking to secure an event win here. And after a 6th place on the previous part of this two-parter, that could be enough to keep her up towards the top. And there she goes, and you see how much the legs are hurting, but Sydney Mikulishin will lock in an event win here on heavy rope, heavy bag. And Taylor Patterson, who's in the bottom third of the field on inverse, will get a 2nd place finish and do Mikulishin a favor by middling her relative to Dammit and Viteto. DeGarmo, the next athlete working on the sandbag, she's got 2 reps to go. 1 more rep for DeGarmo as Viteto picks it up, and DeGarmo will head back to the mat. Another great finish for DeGarmo, who's been in the top 5 on the leaderboard on many workouts here as well. Viteto next on the sandbag there, and Dammit heads to the sandbag to work on it also. Cody Viteto drops it, and she'll run to the finish line. Abigail Dammit, the only athlete working on the set of 9 sandbag squats there, and she'll look to lock up. And I believe, Rachel Fricker got in off camera. I missed it. There she is. I apologize for that. Excellent performance by Fricker. Dammit gets across. That should either be a 6 or 7. Hickson is in the last section working on her sandbag squats, and Samantha Pugh sets to pick hers up in the knee end in the middle of the floor. Hickson drops it, and she'll run back to the finish line. Top 10 finish there for Hickson after struggling on the handstand push-ups in the previous part of this two-parter. There's Samantha Pugh, and she'll get set to work on this. She's about to finish that work, on the last set of 9. Kathleen, Ariel Sanders pick it up at the same times, and Sam Pugh will jog to the finish line to get across the line. Kathleen, far side of the floor in the yellow shorts, and Ariel Sanders, all black, closest to us, are rep for rep here, looking to be the next finishers. Tracy Johnson, who won that inverse workout, will finish after them. There goes Sanders, so she'll get in ahead of Lane. Lane drops it off and turns and makes a run to the finish. Here comes Tracy Johnson. She'll be in after Lane. And now on the far side of the floor, Lazio Liss and Chloe Carano are squatting side by side, and they should be the next 2 finishers. Closer to us, there in the all blue is Alina Ward, and even closer is Courtney Picktel. All 4 women on their last line, but it's Carano who drops it off. She turns to run to the finish line, and she'll get across. There goes Ward. Ward will get in. Far side of the floor, Lazio Liss, and it's going to be a race to the finish. And I believe that looked like a dead tie to me as their lead foot hit the mat at the exact same time. We have Evelyn Kimball there working on her set of 12 front squats. Still 1 more round to go for her. 30 seconds to the cap. And Artiaga walking to her sandbag for the last time. Can she get these reps in before the time cap hits? 25 seconds to go. Only 9 reps here. Very fast cycle rate. And Artiaga drops it off, and she'll head to the finish line. 10 seconds to go. 1 athlete remaining on the floor. And then we'll be at the end of day 2 for the women's competition here inside the Expo Center in Taylor, Texas. And that'll do it for the women on day number 2. And I'm going to see if we can Where is she? Talk to Tracy Johnson real quick before we hang it up. Tracy! So that was a very dominating performance on that gymnastics workout. Did you know that you would do well on that?
I was a little nervous on the handstand push-ups. Sometimes my feet like to go wide. So towards the end, I just tried to make sure I get my feet together.
Yeah, how weird was it doing it on those thin boards?
Weird. I always use plates at home. We don't have deficit blocks, so actually a little more comfortable, to be honest.
Yeah, you're talking about
The
where your
deficit
hands were
handstand
on.
push-ups. Oh, and the feet.
Yeah.
It was nice to have something to gauge it off of, too.
You
When
knew
you're
that
up,
you were
don't know.
within the standards. Yeah, I kind of like that.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was awesome.
Thank you.
You're doing great. Thanks
Thank
for the
you so
time.
much.
We'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Thank you.
Tracy Johnson, their winner of the previous one. Lauren Cleo is with Sydney McLeish doing some interviews. Check those out on YouTube as well. Teams will round things out today, and we'll be back for that later on. Appreciate all you guys as always.